Odds ratios are used to measure effect size when an outcome is binary. In casual conversation, we often use the terms odds and probability interchangeably, but they have different meanings in statistics. The odds of something happening are the number of ways that thing can happen divided by the number of ways it cannot happen. The probability or likelihood of something happening are the number of ways that thing can happen divided by the total number of things that can happen. So the odds of rolling a 6 are 1 to 5, and the odds of a coin coming up tails is 1 to 1, while the probability of rolling a 6 are 1 in 6, and the probability of a coin coming up tails is 1 in 2. Suppose a study has two experimental conditions, the intervention and control, and two possible outcomes. Each person in the study falls into one of four possible boxes. They either got the intervention or they didn't, and they either had a positive outcome or a negative outcome. The odds ratio gives us the effect size of the intervention by comparing the odds of having a positive outcome based on whether a subject did or did not receive the intervention. An odds ratio greater than 1 means the odds of having a positive outcome are greater for people who got the intervention. In other words, the intervention increases a person's odds of having a positive outcome. An odds ratio less than 1 means the intervention decreases the odds of a positive outcome. For example, suppose a study examines whether performing pressure relief decreases the odds of developing pressure sores among wheelchair users. From the data below, an odds ratio of 4.24 means that wheelchair users who perform pressure relief have much better odds of avoiding pressure sores than wheelchair users who do not. As with Cohen's d, we can calculate a 95% confidence interval for the odds ratio. For the odds ratio, however, the critical value is 1 and not 0. If 1 is within the confidence interval, then there might be no effect. Here is an example of an AJOT paper that uses the odds ratio and 95% confidence interval to show the effect size of several variables on the likelihood of returning to work, the positive outcome, after vocational rehabilitation. The odds ratio of 0.186 indicates that women were less likely to have positive outcomes. The confidence interval provides an indication of the strength of the effect of gender. On the other hand, incorporating work simulation into vocational rehabilitation improves the odds of returning to work after vocational rehabilitation. The confidence interval tells us that the effect is real because the lower bound is greater than 1. However, the large span of the confidence interval, from 1.4 to 27.5, indicates the uncertainty about just how big the benefit really is.